Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a wonderful new disc of music by Charles Ives, featuring the redoubtable Charles Ives editor person, James Sinclair, who really knows what he's doing, at the helm of Orchestra New England. This is the complete sets for chamber orchestra. Ives called a set just a collection of movements or things. And, like orchestral set number 1 is known as Three Places in New England. Orchestral set number 2 is known as orchestral set number 2. Orchestral set number 3, he never really finished. It was cobbled together by these people. And these are essentially, as often as not, there are some original movements and things in here, but there are also a lot of transcriptions, song transcriptions from his fabulous series of 111 songs, some of which are really out there and really crazy. Charlie Rutledge is in here. I love Charlie Rutledge. You know Charlie Rutledge? Another good cowpuncher has gone to meet his fate. I hope he'll find a resting place within the Golden Gate, the Golden Gate. I can sing the whole song really as well as I would have liked it. It's just marvelous. It's about a cow guy who gets crushed to death under a horse. It's hysterical. Anyway, that's in here in a wonderful, wonderful instrumental transcription. What Ives did was, some of these things he wrote, he actually made formal transcriptions, but more often than not, he would take the song and he would write instrumental cues to indicate what plays what and where it goes. And so all of these sets, some of which share material, by the way, you also get the unanswered question in here in its original version, which is fabulous. They are kind of like assembled, and they had to be put together by this team of editors based on the instructions, the little road maps that Ives left in the margins of the songs. And they've done a wonderful job, and it's a perfectly legitimate thing to do, especially with Ives, because, Ives was Ives. I mean, he was always a bit of a mess. And there are 11 of these suckers. And they're short. They're usually groups. They're groups. That's interesting. They're groups of 3 or 4 little pieces. A lot of these songs are like less than a minute long or only a minute or so long. And they range in length from 3 minutes and 14 seconds to 8 minutes and 35 seconds. And boy, oh boy, are they cool. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy music in here with wonderful solos for saxophones and trombones and trumpets and strange things happening. And, it's very, very Ivesian. But the fun thing about that is about these pieces is that they are miniatures. And because they're miniatures, you get to hear Ives doing his thing in a short little space. And they range from insanely atonal, phantasmagorical, contrapuntal fandangos of sound to simple, sweet, lyrical, plaintive melodies, plus all of the folk tunes and other things that come crashing in that you hear in Ives' other pieces. It's a wonderful, wonderful series. I was really looking forward to seeing this and wondering what was going to happen when it finally showed up. But the results are every bit that we expect them to be. Idiomatic, fun to listen to, really weird, challenging, distinctive, just full of personality and character. And they're very well recorded, these performances. It's kind of fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating, all the stuff that's in here. And if you know your Ives, you're going to hear many familiar friends. I can give you a little example here. Well, let's just take a look, shall we? I mean, you get, first of all, they give you all the underlying texts, which is really nice in some of these transcriptions. And we have, let's see, set number 1. It's like Scherzo, The Seer, and then a lecture, Tolerance, The Ruined River, Like a Sick Eagle, Calcium Nightlight. Remember that? And the Allegretto Sombrioso, Incantation. So that's number 1. Number 2 is Largo, The Indians. Number 2 is, the second number is Gyp the Blood, or Hearst, which is worst. Yep. And then Andante, The Last Reader. So you see, you get At Sea, Luck and Work, Premonitions, Robert Browning. So you get Robert Browning from Paracelsus. That's a song. And then you've got Walt Whitman and Matthew Arnold. This is a set called Three Poets and Human Nature. And then number 5 is subtitled The Other Side of Pioneering, or Sidelights on American Enterprise. That has Charlie Rutledge. And it also has Ann Street. Ann Street is the street where Ives's insurance office was in downtown Manhattan. It's very short. It's a tiny little street. It's a little block long. I used to walk past it every day going to work because the subway exit is like right near Ann Street. It's a tiny little street, and he wrote a tiny little song about it, 56 seconds long. Then there's something called From the Side Hill, and then one is called Watercolors, which has his song The Swimmers, the poem by Louis Untermeyer. First the quick plunge down. Fisher Dieskau sang that in his Ives disc. Terrific. And so you've got all this stuff. And they appear in multiple versions, in multiple sets, in multiple settings. It's just cool. It's fun stuff. If you're an Ives person, which, as you know, I am, we were high school chums. We shared an alma mater. It's just great. It's just great stuff. So if you're a little adventurous, or if you like Ives, this is just mandatory. Absolutely mandatory, and James Sinclair has done his usual splendid job. Orchestra New England sounds delightful, with a lot of really good solo licks, which are not easy in this music. And you'll have a really good time with it. I guarantee it. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.